to one of the hardest working athletes in the entire conference. Standing only 5'3" and the first from his family to attend college, he developed into a conference champion and a national qualifier. Stubbornly competitive, he was willing to do whatever it took for our team to succeed and better himself. And he proved it most often when others doubted he could do it. Our senior Murmamanis included a caption under his picture, "Nobody works harder than Shawne Armstrong." While he may have been the hardest working athlete on campus his last 2 years, I would have changed that caption to, "Nobody has more heart than Shawne Armstrong." This has been proven from his athletic accomplishments, his contributions as a coach, the multiple degrees he has earned, the ranks he has progressed through in the U.S. Army, but most of all, by the lives of the family and friends he has touched. Eric Chandler, teammate. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to welcome one of Wesleyan's greatest all-time runners, Shawne Armstrong, into the West Virginia Wesleyan College Athletic Hall of Fame.
You have to forgive me if I intend to read. I'm a little bit nervous, so don't have to get up in front of people unless I'm pretty much yelling at them, which I don't do that anymore, so I have to retire. But first, I'd like to first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for the strength and ability to achieve what I have, not only here at Wesleyan, but throughout my life, for safely bringing me back to home during multiple tours to several war-torn countries. I'd like to thank the administration and the Hall of Fame Board for selecting me for induction into the Hall of Fame. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd be amongst the great athletes like Cliff Battles, Earl Greasy Neal, Lisa Caleb, or even Eric Chandler. There's so many people that I want to thank, but my memory tends to fail me from time to time, so if I forget to thank you, it's not that I'm not thinking about you or not thanking you for everything that you've done. I would like to thank my parents for instilling in me the strength and compassion. There were many things that my father taught me, but the two that stuck the most were his determination and his emphasis on always do what you say you're going to do. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us today. He passed away several years ago, but I'm sure he would have been proud. If you were to ask my dad, I'm sure he would say that I got the best traits from my mom. Her compassion and willingness to sacrifice for others despite the consequences. They both showed me that if you set your goals and put in the hard work to achieve those goals, great things will happen. I've always benefited from that philosophy and can't thank them both for what they've done for me. I want to thank three groups of families that without them I never could have achieved what I did at Wesleyan, or even within my life. First, I want to thank my Ohio family. My brothers, James and Joe, who are here today. My sister, Marlisa, who could not be with us. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2010. And my nephews and nieces, who are also here with us today, and my cousin Garden, who actually introduced me to running. I want to thank special friends, Chris and Jen Henson, and Chris's parents, Steve and Jane Henson, and my high school coach, Larry Schwade, and the Schwade family, Kathy, Jennifer, and Julie. Each one of them had a role in helping me realize that I could go to college, and thus I ended up at Wesleyan. I want to thank my military family and friends, Tamika and Mia Porter, retired Command Sergeant Major Earl Reddock, John and Kathy Miller, Aaron and Kristen Hall, and Michael and Amanda Rosa. While I was deployed, these were the people that I used as my rock to keep me safe and keep me sane. And actually, when I'm here, Michael Rosa, he's in the back. I want to thank my Wesleyan family, Coach Jesse Skiles, for taking interest in a young, unmotivated individual and showing me that I had talent, if only I would use it for good. and teaching me not only how to be a great runner, but also how to be a great man. I'm very happy to thank Mary Blake, who immediately took me under her wing and made me feel like I was a member of her family once she came to Wesleyan. I always tell Mary that I always tell her I miss her, but I also always tell her that the best days of my life were at Wesleyan, spending time with her, Eric, Coach, and all my teammates. I want to thank Lisa and Kevin Boring and Dr. Ruth and Rich Caleb. When I first arrived at Wesleyan, Lisa and her dad were the first two to welcome me to Wesleyan. And Kevin came along several years later, but he embraced me as if I was a younger brother. And they've done so much to help me to be successful with being at Wesleyan, but also when I was deployed and in war-torn countries. I want to thank Udo or Rutita Dotson, Janet, Amy Chandler, and the running crew of Bill Phillips, J.R. Cornell, and all the teammates from both cross-country and track. I also want to thank all the athletes that I coached at Wesleyan. Winning the conference championship was a great thing, but being a coach and winning it was even better. Seeing the athletes that you coached and mentored achieve their goals, there's nothing like that feeling. I'd like to recognize two more people who have always been around. I consider to be more than just friends, they have been family. Eric and Ursula Chandler. Throughout my endeavors and trips to so many different places, they have always been there to support me and also worry about me as I travel to dangerous countries. During Eric's Hall of Fame speech, he said that I was his idol and that what I have accomplished amazes him. I would say that is the complete opposite. Eric, upon his arrival at Wesleyan, became the person I looked up to and always wanted to emulate. His drive, determination, and ability amazed me. He was right that I was gunning for him and trying to take his #1 spot. But every year he would rise to the occasion, which of course made me train more so that I could catch him. It was true that I was a better runner because of him, and a better man because of him. As I get older, I begin to look at what we did at Wesleyan. I'm amazed and humbled at the teams that were generated during those years. To have a team go 1, 2, 3, 4 in the conference mean, or the 1994 WIC track championship team, which had a 5-people score with 60 points and would win by 1 point over Glenville State, 81 to 80, is something amazing. You very rarely hear about some of the runners or athletes like an Al St. Jean or Shawne Armstrong or Jamie Penman or Summer Finnegan or Sarah Walker or even a Marcus Hinshaw. But those people helped build a dynasty that I was honored to compete with each one of them. I will always remember one of the speeches that a former Wesleyan swim coach gave, and at the end he quoted Norman Vincent Peale, in which he said, "Shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars." And I will admit, I shot for the moon, and although I didn't get it, I made sure I grabbed a few stars on the way down. Thank you.